Let's hope that the WTL stream works well today. That is not always a given. Sometimes it is, but definitely not always. And it is time for another edition of Basilisk in the WTL. I am wearing my brand new polo. I'm very happy with my WTL or my Basilisk polo. I've got a couple of them. Roddy, what is your opinion of World Champs moving to Katowice to likely Game is 8 and being in mid-year instead of the end of the year? I can't really give you my opinion because I know what the plan is and I don't want to lie to you guys. I don't want to pretend I don't know. But I cannot answer these questions because I'm not allowed to make certain announcements. So ask me that question again in a couple months when it's all clear and then I'll give you an answer. Do the puppies like the Christmas tree? They haven't seen it yet. Rico and Rhonda don't come here very often. I do love it when they are here. I think I love it a lot more than Vicky does, but I think they will like it. I mean, they're used to it. My brother has a much bigger Christmas tree. Overall has a bit more space than me. Yeah, but they just ignore it mostly. Sometimes they lay close to it and that's very cute because then I can take nice pictures. I have one picture on my Instagram from Christmas 2 years ago, which I think is adorable. Alright, I was in a bit of a rush because that final game was a tiny bit longer than it was supposed to. Is that Dong Regu? No. Shin is a Ragnarok. Ragnarok is the man who eliminated Serral from IEM Katowice 2023. Let's hope that Reynor, his hair is wilding, by the way. Let's hope that our Italian stallion is ready to bring the fight to Ragnaroki. Let's do it, guys. Let's get it on.
Let's get it on.
Another edition of the WTL Code as a regular season. So far, we are on an absolutely amazing streak. We have won 17 regular season matches in a row, guys. 11-0 last season, 6-0 this season. Let's see if 17-0 can become 18-0. I believe. I think we're going to bring it home. Mystery Gaming has had a shockingly underwhelming season so far. I believe they are 1-6. But I don't think this is like a walk in the park. It's a good team with a good lineup. And obviously if we don't bring our A game, things can get dicey. So let's hope it is our A game. And let's hope we can make it 18-0, baby. Top left side of Oceanborn. Mystery Gaming's Ragnarok. A spicy and a dangerous player in ZVZ. But he's been indeed doing pretty good overall lately. In the bottom right side of Oceanborn, we were obviously looking at the main base of the Italian Stallion. Seems like his hair is still recovering from the Friday night that he's had. It's our boy, my boy, Reynor. Ready for it? Everything is set. We're all good, guys. I will only do the first match, and then obviously if the players want to, we'll do a tiny interview with them as well. And after that, I'm going to go ahead and continue co-streaming the ESL Masters. Because I've been really enjoying it, and obviously playoffs are exciting to watch. And it's a very easy way to have a good stream. So it's one match of WTL, and then I'm going to swap over to the ESL Masters. Reynor's hair is just out of control. I actually need to get a haircut as well. My hair is a little bit long. Maybe we can both make a back-to-back appointment at Marvin. Reynor is a fan of Marvin, so I think we can make that happen. My boy Mundo. There is nothing weird about it, mate. Reynor has a Zergling speed on the way. So far, Ragnarok is not utilizing his gas. Might be a weird 2-base opening. We obviously saw a whole bunch of ZVZs in the playoffs so far of the ESL Masters. The Zergs are kind of all over the place in ZVZ at the moment. Some like quick spires. Some of them obviously like the Rocha Lins with +1 missile attacks. Some of them will just play a macro opening after staying on 2 bases. Ragnarok does get Link speed now. It's quite a bit later than Reynor his Link speed. ESL match of the day? I'm not sure. I obviously know that Serral is playing. Serral is playing E-Laser. Reynor is playing Skillless. I would say the battle of the roommates. I think that is the best game of the day. What do you guys think Ragnarok is doing here? I'm a little bit confused. Because he's got that 2-base setup. But then he also has a Link speed. Is our Korean Zergy gearing up for some sort of a Roach Ling Bane all-in? But I feel like you just don't have the larva for that of 2 bases. I'm a tiny bit confused. Yeah, later tonight we have a big match. I would say we have 2 matches of the day. I think Trigger against Special is an absolutely amazing match in the Americas. That's many, many, many hours from now, but I think that's an awesome one. And obviously the Battle of the Roomies, Reynor versus Skillers, I think is an awesome one too. And Serral Laser has potential, could be very fun. So Ragnarok is making it seem that he just has the 2-base rage opening, but he's going to send a lot of Zerglings to the other side of the map. So he's definitely being very tricky. Reynor is going to see this right now. Reynor doesn't have too many army units, but it's only 20 lings. Reynor has a couple lings, has a couple queens. Might be temporarily forced to evacuate this base, but I think Reynor can keep it alive. With reinforcements, fighting with... Okay, now we do need to fight though. We need to fight. Oh. I'm actually very happy that Ragnarok didn't commit there. I think it's now good for Reynor. Reynor is 11 workers ahead, guys. Ragnarok really needs to get something serious done here, but I don't think there is a chance for that. Still has a few more lings, but I think queens, lings, and drones together should be good enough. Reynor is going to lose 1 queen here. Double transfuse is one hell of a rock. Finally, 1 queen does fall, but I'm completely okay with this. Completely okay with it on the side of Reynor. 26 links going down, only 10 links falling on Reynor's side, and a queen. I think that is a pretty stellar defense. Reynor is supply blocked. Ooh, it's a gnarly one, by the way. 74 out of 74, 3 overlords in production, nowhere near done. I think this is why Reynor was shaking his head there a little bit. Happy with the defense, but the supply block is no bueno. Some buenos are good, especially the Kinder Buenos, by the way. I'm not sponsored, but how can you ever hate on the Kinder Bueno? My second favorite chocolate bar after Milky Way Crispy Rolls. Those are good. As soon as Reynor can actually spend all that money that he's been sitting on for a while, that obviously even got bigger, I still think he's gonna be fine. We need to be a little bit careful here, but I think with the queens we're always okay as long as we don't donate them. Ragnarok is making just like drones, units, drones, units, units, drones. Reynor is not as far ahead as he could have been, but I still would say Reynor is ahead, and I like where this game is going. One more, we are supply block, by the way, tiny bit. It was 106 out of 106, I believe, or 109 out of 109, and with 5 overlords on the way. Hopefully the supply blocks are gone now. It's a little early over here in the Netherlands. Maybe my boy Reynor woke up like an hour ago, and he's not as sharp yet as he would like to be. Obviously, he's got an important day ahead of him as well. And if you have to play in the ESL Masters, you don't want to wake up too early, because you don't want to be tired by the time that you play your quarterfinals in the playoffs. Couple of beauty errors aside, I still feel like we are heading in the right direction. And I always love any ZVZ for Reynor, where if we are 7-8 minutes into the game, 3 bases fully saturated, and it comes down to roaches versus roaches, I think that's where Reynor can shine. We do have the Spire investment going down on the side of Ragnarok. Reynor just scouted with an Overseer, but he also hasn't seen that yet. Did I know that the Dutch are playing India in the Cricket World Cup right now? No. And I honestly wish you didn't tell me. I'm joking a little bit. Cricket is not my sport. I assume that we are going to get absolutely shreked, because I do think cricket is very big in India, and I think they really care. So I hope for the 1.4 billion Indians out there that they annihilate us in cricket. I think the 12 people in the Netherlands that really love cricket will not be too upset. I think we can live with it. Can you show us Reynor's tattoo, please, at some point? Why doesn't Reynor show you guys Reynor's tattoo? Wouldn't it make more sense for Reynor to show you Reynor's tattoo than for Roddy to show Reynor's tattoo? Reynor takes out an Overlord. Shin, his Spire is going to finish up, but Reynor's got a pretty decent supply lead. We're going to drop a couple of corrosive vials. Cannot take out any of the Overlords. I would like to see what's happening at that 12 o'clock. 7 Mudas on the production tab now, guys. Reynor kind of needs to find some damage here. I would say let's go, pedal to the metal. We've got way more roaches with 46 against a 33. I think this is where you really want to go for a triple kill on the Overlords with the Ravagers. And that's going to supply block Ragnarok. The Mutas are out in pretty serious numbers. Can Reynor at least find some economic damage? The answer is no. Now obviously we are loving this game a little bit less. I still think it's very playable. I think it's okay, but it's kind of annoying that Reynor was not ready for these Mutas at all. RotterdaM is 80% done. But it's also not that Reynor is going to struggle to stabilize on 4 bases, because he's already on 4 bases. And in general, Mutas is really a 4 base against 3 base kind of thing. Reynor being on 4 bases already with plenty of spore crawlers being built, had time for those spores. I think we'll be okay. The one downside of all of this, by the way, on Reynor's side is that A, he's obviously going to lose map vision. And B, now he's forced to make Hydras. And I know that you guys know I'm a lover of the Hydra, I'm a believer. But in ZVZ, Ravages are superior to Hydras in many situations. So you don't really want to be stuck with too many Hydras to deal with these Mutas. Reynor not totally ready for this fight as his Ravages were not completely done. Ragnarok is here with a lot of ground units. I wonder what these Mutas are up to. And that's because Reynor has a bunch of units on the other side of the map. And since Ragnarok was maxed out, guys, I think the Reynor Roaches are going to find a decent amount of success on the other side of the map. Keep an eye on that picture-in-picture and the drone count that's falling on the left side of our screen. 5 drones have gone down. The Mutas have gone home to clean up. I think that means that Reynor should be fine on his side of the map. Still a lot of Ravages. Can we move our Roaches forward a little bit, Reynor? Can we get on top of these Ravages of Ragnarok? I want to say yes. I think we can. Somebody's going to pick off one in the end. A 19 worker lead for our Italian Stallion. Roach is still doing that thing in the main base. A 19 worker lead becomes a 22 worker lead. And can we start celebrating, guys? Is it too early? I guess it ain't over till it's over, but I am ready to take the first sip of my mimosa. Just kidding, I don't have any, but I wish I did. But I think that we are pretty close to the 1-0 lead. Reynor has done an amazing job spreading these Roaches across 4 bases. Ragnarok full sending it right now on the bottom side of the map. Might get on top of the 4th base of Reynor, but how is he going to get out of here? That's what I would like to know, because I think that Reynor can pounce. Reynor is going to stall a little bit. Here come the Roaches with tunneling claws. They unburrow on top of all the Ravages, and that will be all C-Roach for game number 1. Reynor takes the 1-0 lead in his best of 2. Basilisk takes the 1-0 lead in the clan war. Bam. Not the perfect game by Reynor. If we want to be overly critical, Reynor obviously hit a couple of pretty gnarly supply blocks early on. And I think they slowed him down way more than he's supposed to be slowed down. Because build order wise, it was actually working out perfectly fine. Ragnarok with his surprise Ling attack could not get the hatchery that he was looking for, so I think it should have been a little bit easier than what it turned out to be. Hey, a win is a win, and I think that's all that matters. Good side is nice. We are starting to slowly head into a repeat of last season, where it's kind of a race between Basilisk and Onsite for the top finish in the regular season. And even though we haven't lost yet, and they did lose, they are currently ahead of us in the standings. So we obviously ideally win this clan war without going to an ace match, because then you get 3 points. If you win by going to an ace match, you only get 2 points. And if you keep on winning by going to an ace match, you can actually fall behind teams that lose 1 if not 2 matches. Last season we went 11-0, Onsite went 9-2, and they actually had 1 more point than us at the end of the journey. So let's hope that we don't just win today, but let's hope we win without an ace match. Do I think it will be a 6-0? No. I'm not really thinking of a 6-0. We're never planning for a 6-0. I just want to win. 4-2, 5-1, 6-0. As long as we win without the ace match, I'll be perfectly happy. Solaris round 2.
Round 2. Fight!
Bottom left side of Solaris, we are looking at the main base of the man with the wild hair this morning. The Italian stallion, Reynor. Wearing that sexy Basilisk hoodie. Top right side, Mystery Gaming's Shin. Shin, previously known as Ragnarok. Scratch that, we're already proud. That's true. Win, lose, or draw, we're always proud. But obviously, we can be a little extra proud. Overly content. I think this has potential to be an absolutely banging Sunday. With a great WTL match to start the day, then ESL Masters playoffs is obviously fantastic. All three players of Basilisk playing. Feyenoord is playing a great game against AZ. I don't think too many of you guys care, but I really care. Roddy vs Crank was an iconic match. I've said this before, and I will say it again. There is a very, very big chance, I think at this point it's like 99% after one more team agreed, that Basilisk versus Onsite is happening on Tuesday. It was supposed to happen on Sunday, but upcoming Sunday, the 19th of November, that is the final day of the ESL Masters. And as much as I love WTL and I love obviously everything that they do and I love the regular season, as much as I like the playoffs, like, you cannot schedule a match of the regular season on the same day as the finals of the Europe Regionals, the America Regionals, because that is just simply more important. That day is an incredibly important day for Reynor, for Serral, hopefully for Trigger as well, assuming that he's still playing, and I think he will be. So that is not a day that we want to be playing the WTL Code S. And it seems that the referees and admins have agreed with us. And they don't want to do a replay broadcast because Onsite against Basilisk is obviously exciting, awesome, and it's so much more fun when it's live. So I think we're going to play on Tuesday, which is a one-off. Tuesday normally a bit of a chill day. Upcoming Tuesday, guys, not chill. They could pause it for one weekend, RMLski, but they just don't care. Serral or Trigger, if they've got an important best of 5 or an important best of 7, I don't want to distract them with having to play regular season stuff. So if we would have to play on Sunday, then we would just use all 3 wildcards. Everyone gets 3 wildcards. We don't really need them for any other day because we are always good to go. But yeah, it seems that we're going to move it to Tuesday. And this was actually the idea of the WTL referees. So I think that they, after the discussion we had last season, agree with us. Link Flood, guys. Ragnarok is going to Link Flood Reynor, and it's going to hit a whole lot quicker, and I think a little bit harder than it did in that previous game. This time around, Reynor is not ready. He's only on... Oh my goodness. Reynor has nothing, guys. I don't think that Ragnarok will settle for the third. I think Ragnarok is going to try to kill Reynor here. And honestly, there's a very good chance that Ragnarok will kill Reynor here. Ragnarok has been hiding it. He's been banking up a million links. Can Reynor pull off the impossible hold? Let's see that the Roachborn is going to die. There's a gap in the wall. And unfortunately, that means that I think this game is all over. This is why he never planned for 6-0s. GG. Just like that. 4 minutes for game 2. The good old Zergling all-in. Ragnarok gets a Zergling all-in. Then we'll do it. We're going to go ahead and settle that prediction. I'll give you guys the next prediction. Awesome first game, unfortunately. Tiny bit underwhelming of a second game. We have a great second match here, by the way. Bunny versus Serral. I know that the prediction was still open when Reynor took the 1-1, the 1-0 lead. So big payday for everyone who went for the 7% draw. Massive payday for you guys. Serral versus Bunny. Best of 2. Serral 2-0. Bunny 2-0. Draw. You guys have 10 minutes. It's okay, Reynor. It's okay, matey. Hello, hello. Borzakov. If you didn't cancel, you would have helped. Thank you so much to Basilisk for giving us 10 subbies for our little best of 2. Look Look at that, Reynor. You just made me 10 subs, mate. I believed in you all along. I believed in you creating 10 gifted subbies for me. Legend. I love you. First round is on me. You say when we go out right now, mate, we'll go out. I'm almost getting paid by Twitch. We are 2-3 days away. We'll make it happen. Yeah. Yo, Korsakov, thank you so much, matey, for the 66 months. Tomorrow, guys, there is an epic showdown in Schiedam. Padel, not 2v2, but on the tiny court. 1v1 Padel. Roddy versus Korsakov. 1 hour session. I've never played 1v1. I'm very excited. Big match for me. Game 2 coming up. Bunny is the man who defeated Serral at the DreamHack Masters Atlanta. And obviously DreamHack Masters Atlanta is coming up once more last year. Serral, I think, is still the highest ranked player in the league. This season, Yona has been great, as he's always great. Look at that clean haircut, by the way, guys. Reynor, I would almost say, take notes. Look how clean that haircut is. I think you and I both need to go to Marvin, by the way. This is the plan, Reynor. We plan an appointment at Marvin. We both go. We look fresh. And then we go into the city. Any city. Utrecht, Eindhoven, Breda, Rotterdam. Thinking of going blonde again? Yeah, why not? I think it could be a good look for you. Bunny is Bunny jacked? Or is it just the angle? Did Bunny low-key hit the gym 24/7? Bunny is jacked now? That's awesome. If not, you can always win one of the Basilisk hats in the raffle. Yes, we will talk about this raffle real soon, guys. There is a comment in the stream title, and that is !a charity. Basilisk is teaming up with the Starlight Children's Foundation. That is obviously something that you guys can do your own research about, but the gist of it is very simple. That lovely charity is giving consoles, gamers, equipment, video games, etc. to children that are in hospital so they can still play games and obviously have a bit of fun in dire situations. So go ahead and check that out. !, charity. We'll give you guys a link to it. And on top of that, if you support the charity that Basilisk is working with together, then you guys can win some awesome Basilisk merch. Like a jersey, t-shirts, hats, etc. You name it, they can do it. So A, you can do something nice for people who obviously are less fortunate than all of us. And B, perhaps you get something nice in return. I think whenever you support a charity, it's never about what you can get for it, obviously. That is just a little bonus, so I don't think we should focus that much on it. Even if the prices are awesome, I think charity just needs to come from the kindness of your heart. Jim gains his skill loss, we all know it. I actually disagree with that. Look at Juanito. Juanito has been playing fantastic StarCraft ever since he lost a whole bunch of kilogram, and he's in shape. So no, I think it can go together. I think you can go to the gym a lot. I think you can be jacked and you can become still good at video games. Think of Pasha Biceps. That man was jacked. And he was still one of the best Counter-Strike players on the planet. Reynor, why don't you go... If you want to go a bit blunt, why don't you go all out blunt? Like full Roddy when he was a teenager blunt. I have a picture. Would you guys forgive me if I all tap for now? We'll do it after game 1. After game 1, I'll show you. Teenage Roddy. I'll do it after the game. I don't want to all tap in the middle of the game. Instead of some blonde highlights, mate, just go all out. Blonde in the winter. I can get behind it. Reaper opening on the side of Bunny. First Reaper should obviously not find any success. This is a relatively large map, and Yona is no stranger to dealing with Reapers, so I think he'll be totally fine. I wouldn't quite go with the tips. Reynor has already done that. I think now we need to go all out. Extreme makeover. Tattoos, jacked, blonde. I feel it. You want another tattoo? You're going full Todd on us, mate. I like how Todd made it until like year 32 in his life without a tattoo. And then within 12 months, 2 full sleeves. Bam! Bunny's obviously, guys, still an amazing Terran player, but this has not really been the year of Bunny. He has looked okay from time to time, but I can't really think of a single stretch of 3, 4, 5 months in a row where I was like, my boy Bunny might actually be the best or second best Terran player on the planet. He really has been just in the shadow of Maru and Cure for sure, but I would also say Clem and Beyond this year. I don't know, maybe he just played a little bit less, took a tiny break. But I'm sure the closer we get to the big tournaments, the more Bunny will play again. I think Reynor should get a Gamers 8 tattoo. Or the 2 trophies. The IEM Katowice trophy and the Gamers 8 trophy right next to each other. And then with Reynor's own autograph. Bunny has had some success, right, with 2 base builds against Zerg players in the past. I don't know, I'm kind of drawing a blank, guys. I don't have any specific series in mind, but I kind of feel that every now and then Bunny has had a little bit of success with the 2 base stuff. Transfuse is going to land on one of the queens. Overseer is close to finishing up. 6 queens, perfect positioning. I think Jonas is having a very clean game. He's also not hitting any supply blocks so far. It's nice to see a Zerg not supply blocking himself. Makes me happy. Hello, Wingend. Good morning, matey. Sure, mate. Sure. You know what's nice about Yona, guys? Is that he obviously plays at an incredibly high level. Sometimes the highest level that we've ever seen. But because Yona is so good, sometimes the games, they look a little bit slow-paced. Because his units are always in the correct position. That he doesn't even give openings to Terran players or Zerg or Protoss players to think about making a move. And because they see that he's already in the right position, they won't even attempt to make a move. And that's when you find games like this, 7 minutes in, almost not a single unit falling, just because Serral does not give away anything. Yeah, queen positioning is a weird thing to get very hyped over, right? If I sit here and I compliment Serral on queen positioning and I hype it up, a lot of you guys will be like, geez, I get it, you're with Basilisk. Shut up, Roddy, it's really not that big of a deal, but it's one of these hidden things that makes Serral Serral. Well, it's not that hidden, but he's just pretty much always where he needs to be. We can think of a cool nickname for the guy that's always right where he needs to be. But he already has a whole bunch of cool nicknames. Yeah, Jona's looking fly today. I think he's looking very clean. It's okay. Reynor is going to make an appointment soon with Mar. Or at least I will. I think it's... Ooh, that's a mistake. First real mistake on the side of Yona. We'll blame it on ping, guys. We'll blame it on ping. Serral's playing with lag. Serral did not have lag. He would have never ever made that mistake. He did not cancel the hatchery, for the people who don't know what I'm talking about. He did not cancel it, so instead of getting 225 minerals back, he gets nothing back. And it's 350 minerals in total going down the drain. Blame it on the caster curse. Oh. I don't think me complimenting his screen positioning is a curse. One of the queens does get picked off. Don't have any 2-2 upgrades yet on the way. The 2 Banshees of Bonnie are starting to find a little bit of success as well. Bonnie gaining some momentum here, guys. 8 minutes into Hecate. We have drilling claws on the production tab now as well. Another queen bites the dust. Strong minute here for Bunny. Where Bunny got very little done in the first 6 minutes. Oh my goodness, that is an army, guys. That is an army. I think unit positioning and not cancelling a building are not related to each other, guys. This is not rocket science, okay? I can compliment his queen positioning all day, every day. That doesn't mean the same thing as, wow, Serral always cancels a building that he should cancel. And once more, we're going to blame it on ping. This is going to be a hard fight, guys. Bunny has been able to do a lot of things right. That hatchery is taking a decent amount of damage as well. Serral's coming in from 2 different angles. Will the banelings find the connections that they are looking for? I would say the answer to that question is an overwhelming yes. I think that's a very good start to the fight. Bunny does keep a couple of these marines alive there at the bottom, and the reinforcements have arrived. And that means that the second wave is going to be just as terrifying as the first. Coconut Games has warned us about that second wave a long time ago. And a lot of you guys didn't take Coco serious with her multiple overcharges in second wave, but if you look at this second wave, I think Coco was onto something. Reynor says that we are dead. I don't believe that we are dead, because I believe in the great Iona Sutala. The stream actually refreshes, so we're going to take another look at this fight. That was very unfortunate. And now it's lagging as well. Big Widowmine shot there towards the end. But I think Serral is going to be able to push this back. Bunny, however, has another wave. He's going full DJ Khaled on us. He's like, Yona, you think this is it? Another one. And it's like, you thought that was it? It's another one. But now it's only 3 Widowmines and 24 Marines. So the real question here is, guys, does Serral have Burrow? Because if Serral has Burrow, this game is over. We burrow a couple of banelings. Marines step on it. Bunny is going up to 4 bases now, but legitimately just has 2 mines and Marine only. I haven't seen the production tab in a while, so I cannot tell you guys. I think earlier we did not have 2-2 on the way. Now we do. Both players. Bunny's actually going to have a little bit of an advantage in 2-2. Cannot believe that you just doubted Jonah there, Reynor. Shame on you. The stream is struggling, guys. There is nothing I can do about it. There's only one way for me to broadcast these games to you guys, and that is by clicking on one of the 2 links they give us. And that's it. I am not allowed to join the games, banelings. A little bit of friendly fire there. So I apologize about the lag and the thing refreshing, but there is nothing I can do about it. WTL Observer is on point so far today, by the way, guys. He's stepping up his game. Maybe he's heard me complain about him. He's like, alright, I'm gonna make it sober to the office on Sunday so that Dutch nerd will no longer whine about my observing. So far, guys, I am not disappointed. Looking pretty good. That queen is so low on HP. Oh, nice snipe by Bunny. Very nice snipe. Picks up all the units almost immediately. A couple of Widowmines are running head first into the Zerg army, though. Oh, Widowmine shot from downtown. Liberators are a bit of a problem. I wasn't too worried when it was only a couple of Marines and 3 drilling claws, but now it's more. It's another big Widowmine shot there on the side of Bunny, who's just playing an awesome game. Serral has obviously never lost in the regular season of WTL Codas, but he has been having a couple of draws this season so far. I don't know if this fight is going to be good enough. The banelings, can they blow up the fine of few Marines? Yes, they can. That Liberator, unfortunately, is still there. The Hydra's in a bit of an awkward spot. Stop the movements. Okay, we have so many fights happening at the same time. Banelings connecting. Bottom right side as well. It's a real shame that the Hydras were not able to step away from the circle and gun down that Liberator. You don't believe in current libs? I think libs are awesome. I honestly don't think there is ever a bad moment to go Liberator. 1 base Liberator, sign me up. I think it's great. Yona is struggling. Bunny has just been able to take fantastic trades. Obviously picked off a lot of queens as well. Eventually these fights really start ending up. Serral is going to need a big victory soon, guys. Because if we don't get that big victory, 3-3 is going to kick in on Bunny's side. And I definitely didn't count Bunny out, but I said, and I stand by it, that this hasn't really been the year of Bunny so far. 2023, we just haven't seen that many great runs, that many great series out of Bunny. So far, this is a pretty good game. by the man from Mystery Gaming, as Widowmines are going to connect with the Lings and Banes one more time. Can the Banelings blow up all the Marines? Nice micro on Bunny's side. Hydras alone not good enough, and the stream is struggling again. This is really frustrating, guys. It sucks for you, it sucks for me. There is nothing I can do about it. Damn it, what a moment for it to lag. It's so annoying. Please. Okay, I think we're back. Nothing I can do, guys. I apologize. I'm sorry. I am as annoyed as you guys are. We could try Twitch after this one, but most of the time their YouTube link is better than their Twitch link. We have a Hive, so that is nice. We do not have Adrenal Gland. The Observer is showing us like it's a big mistake or that Serral completely forgot about it, but that Hive only recently finished up, and Serral hasn't really been that rich and has often been forced to take fights being 20-30 supply down, so I don't know if Serral really had the resources to make Adrenal Glands. Guys, relax, Serral already won. I want to believe you, mate, but that is not true. Yona is struggling. We're making a lot of additional links at this point, like 40, 50, 60 at a time. At this point, I would obviously like to see Adrenal Glands. I do think now we kind of need it. You know, the Observer is very obsessed with it. And perhaps at this point, I would say rightfully so. Earlier, I would say we could let it slide because there were so many other things to take care of. But at this point, Serral is going very, very Ling heavy. And Adrenal Glands make the Lings attack a lot quicker, and it makes a night and day difference, especially if you're down in upgrades. This +2 melee Zerglings against +3 armor bio without Adrenal Glands is not a pretty sight. Not a pretty sight at all. Serral's going to drop a Lurk at them, but it's going to take a little while before those come into play. I'm sure that Clem is also paying a lot of attention to this game, with the eyes on the ESL Masters playoff. And I think that is an encounter that a lot of people are looking forward to. Bunny is perhaps showing Claim all the way here. This game is definitely looking dire. Yeah, we get it, mate. We get it. You made your point. I get it. He doesn't have Adrenal Glands. When are the playoffs? The playoffs are already going on. Serral will be playing in the quarterfinals of the upper bracket today against E-Laser. Hydra, Lingbane on the edge of creep. Not one but two fights happening at the same time. Serral doing whatever the hell he can to survive, and I gotta say he's doing a really good job giving the units that he's working with. And there's a big Widowmine connection on the side of Bunny. Oh, Yona, we are so Ling heavy. What do you say, WTL Ops? Show us that spawning pool one more time. Yeah! I knew it, guys. I read him like a book. Could not have timed that any better. Oh, that's good. No, I don't think we had any big run-bys, mate. I've been keeping my eye on the minimap. When I'm casting games, honestly, 70-80% of my attention is on the minimap. Lings and Banes are going to blow up a couple of Marauders here in the front. The Vipers show up, and they'll land an Abductor too, and the Liberators are going to fall. I almost think it's time, guys, to take a final look at that spawning pool. I think, you know, in the next give or take 15 seconds, yes! No way. Unbelievable. Alright. Big Widowmine connections and Liberators over here in the bottom right side. Serral is making his way into Lurkers. I believe Seismic Spines is done. Adaptive Talons is on the way. Pre-watched, mate. The games are live. I have. It's as live as it can be. I am just guessing, amigo. I believe that Trigger, his match has already been played. I don't know the score. I always tell the boys that if they play a series in advance, do not tell me the score. Because I just want to sit here and be excited with you guys. And it's not the same if I already know the outcome. But these games are live. Ready to... Oh, that nuke, guys. That nuke has a little bit of potential. But we are going to go forward with the Overseer. Ghost got abducted. Nuke gets cancelled. Snipes are good, ghosts are very good. I just don't know, guys, if Serral can really keep this up. Has a lot of units in the center of the map. So hard to get a surround on this army. Bunny with a stunning performance here in game 1. Takes out the base at the bottom side of the map. is close to getting there, but we all know that against Yona in this matchup, you're never truly there until his supply hits the double digits. The lack of counterattacks a problem. Honestly, guys, I don't think there was really a opportunity for too many counterattacks. Serral needed... yes. Serral needed almost every single unit in every fight that he had. And often there were 2 fights happening at the same time. Bunny's army was better, was more tacked up. I don't know if there were too many great moments for counterattacks. Yona does have lurkers now. Sure, losing the base in the bottom side of the map is painful. What is very difficult, by the way, guys, I think on Hecate is ever attacking up those 3 bases on either the top or bottom side of the map. That are basically all of them are high ground. It's one big high ground. And going through choke points is hard. Unless your name is Bruce Wayne. And you just attack into superior concaves being 20 roaches down and still winning the game. Not because of that move, by the way. For anyone that's not Bruce Wayne, attacking into that 3-base setup at the top is very hard. I have a hard time commentating this game right now. It's like, yes, I get it. Couple of lurkers in the bottom side of the map is not going to be good enough to keep this hatchery alive. Hatchery is going to get cancelled. Scan goes down for Bunny's side as well. Obviously scanned earlier too. Serral at the same time perhaps took out a command center there. I don't think we really saw that, but I know there was one floating in the sky. Yes, Shizubi. 19 SCVs going down, but I think that's okay for Bunny, guys. Like 55 SCVs may not seem like a lot, but if you already have all your infrastructure, 3-3 upgrades. Whoa, why do you look away from that fight? Because a couple of the ghosts got surrounded by Zerglings. And the fact that we don't have a Reynor is obviously really hurting Serral. Because his Lings would just be so much more feisty. I don't know how many Zerglings have gone down in this game. But I think at the moment we're at like 600 or 700 Zerglings that have fallen. Really good Baneling connections there, guys. And the Lurkers were actually in range as well. And Bunny's supply just took a serious hit. We have a Parabomb going down in the middle of all these medevacs. And not a single split was given on the side of Bunny. Oh, and he's flying back into the Parabomb too. Is Yona actually winning, guys? Really starting to look like it. Yona's an animal. Never count out your boy, Reynor. Counting out your boy, how dare you? Very dramatic sounds. Some loud game music. Bunny down 49 army supply. That is a problem. Being down a couple of workers I didn't think was the end of the world, but being down 49 army supply, that is a problem. Especially with a lot of these medevacs that are already better than bruised. Serral is attacking the base on the right side of the map with a lurker. Yeah. Bunny's economy is kind of in shambles. Dropping into 40 SCV territory. Big Widowmine connection there on the lanes. A few more big Widowmine connections. But the rest of the army, guys. The Hydra. It shines bright like a diamond. Like a fleet beacon in the sky. GG gets called. And Yona wins a 20+ minute game 1 against Bunny. Where he was under an immense amount of pressure. He never got a Dreno glance. Made a late transition into Lurkers. But it was good enough. What an animal. What an animal. Shine bright like a Hydra. Whoever doubted him? I have to admit that I also doubted Yona a tiny bit after he was forced to lose that base at, let's say, 5 o'clock. Where you had all the ghosts and the liberators. I kind of thought Bunny's army would just continue pushing. But I think Bunny had a couple of micro errors here and there. But Yona played a stunning game 1 to still win that. Yeah, Bunny obviously took a very bad fight against the Lurkers and Banelings near that center base of Yona. That wasn't quite it. There was no need, I think, to even take a fight like that, because that base, even if Serral has it, you can just siege it from the high ground, and then you're in range of all the drones. So I think there is no need to fight right where all the Lurkers are. He did not, Bercoco. Hello, is it live? Yes. Everything on this channel is always live, man. If you ever open this channel, guys, and you wonder if it's live, the answer is yes. I have been streaming for 11 years, and I have never done a single rerun, and I have never casted a whole bunch of replays, unless I specifically say that they are replays. And if they are replays, I can guarantee you that no one besides the players and the referees know the outcome. I think that Trigger versus Strange will not be live, but I don't know the score. 12-hour stream yesterday. Yeah, close to it. It was a very long day. It was great, though. We finished the day at like €7, so it was good. It was fun. We saw great StarCraft, had some fun racing. It was a banging Saturday. Well, live with a V and live with an F is not quite the same, eh? You know? €7 is like $8. I know. We're cooking, mate. Is it that much? I don't think it is that much. Last time I checked, the dollar was making a tiny comeback again. I know that for the European economy, I guess it's good if the euro is doing well. But since most of my income is in USD and then it gets converted to euros, I kind of like a strong dollar. It's very nice for me. Round 2.
Round 2. Fight!
Bottom left side of Alcyone, or LC1, Alcyclone, Alcyone, Alcyone. Nobody really knows. Seems that most of the experts have settled for Alcyone. I still like Alcyone, or LC1, baby. That's the one that I like the most. But I know that's wrong. Top right side, amazing performance in game 1. Even without a Reynor glance, we got the job done. BASILISK Serral. Bottom left side, representing Mystery Gaming. It is Bunny, my favorite Korean Terran, by the way, guys. Not necessarily because of the skill level, even though he is clearly very good. We just saw that great first game on Hecate. Bunny has just always been my favorite. I think he's awesome. He's very cool. He's super nice. He's just a great guy to hang out with. I think almost all the Koreans are nice, but some of them are just a little more introverted. They are a bit more in themselves, and that's of course completely okay. Nobody is forced to act or behave in a certain way, and if they want to stick close to each other and not interact too much with the others, that's fine. They're always nice in the tiny interactions, but Bunny is someone I look at as a proper friend. Like, Bunny is a bro. If you ever go out on an adventure, you want to hit a bar, Bunny is there. You want to go to the casino, Bunny is there. You just want to hang out, have a beer in the lobby, Bunny will come hang out. He's a really good dude. It's just very social, very nice, Vidovici. The only thing that was not very nice of Bunny is when at IEM Katowice 2022, we stood outside of the hotel. It was Reynor, Bunny, there was one more Korean, but I forgot which one that was. Demu and myself. And at one point, Reynor turns to Bunny. And Reynor is like, hey Bunny, how old do you think Roddy is? And I stood there and I've known Bunny for a long time. And Bunny's like, oh, very old. I was like, hey. Bunny's like, maybe 40? I was like, what the hell? I was like, you and I are done, mate. You and I are done. I was like, I'm nowhere near 40. I was like 34 back then. And then he started laughing. He's like, it's joke, maybe joke. He's a really cool guy. Triple CC this time around on the side of Bunny, 2 minutes and 40 seconds into the game. So Reynor said that Bunny was hiding a depot in the previous game by making it look like this was his opening, but then it wasn't actually his opening. This time around, it really is his opening. Bunny's too honest. I don't think I look 40. I know I don't look the same as when StarCraft 2 came out, but it'd be very weird if I did. I think you guys are just spoiled with how long I've been around. And then you have people that were watching StarCraft in 2010, 2011. They come back in 2023 and they'll be like, wow, you aged. It was like, well, yeah. Be very weird if I didn't. Like, when the game came out, I was 21. I'm 34 right now. Like, yes. Yes, I look older. No, wait, I'm way older than that, right? How old am I? Am I 35 already? I'm so old that I don't know how old I am anymore. Am I 30? I'm 36, damn. So when the game came out, I was 23, and now I'm 36. Like yes, I will look different. It'd be very, very creepy if I did not. Maybe a couple of pounds more. Yes, I'm full of muscle these days. To be honest, when StarCraft 2 came out, I don't think I was much lighter than I currently am. Only when I lived in America for a bit and I had a gym nearby and I was actively going. I think that's when I peaked and I was in really good shape. But the weight has always gone up and down. I had a period when I lived in Germany. And one of my German friends was like, whoa, man. I don't want to be mean or anything, but maybe you got to slow down on the kebabs and the beer. You've been gaining. Then I looked in the mirror. I was like, he's right. So, and that was 2011 when I lived in Cologne. And I worked for ESL. Good friend. Yeah, no, he's a legend. We actually call him Chris the Legend. He's one of the best friends of Hero Marine. But he was my friend first. Gabe took him from me. It was my friend. He's now our friend. Bunny with a London Viking and a whole bunch of Hellions. Don't think we can really do a lot. What often happens, guys, if the first game is that awesome... Whoa. Okay. Not totally sure what happened there, guys. Was Yona worried about, like, Marauders and Hellbats or something? Why did he do that? I don't know why he did that. Yeah, I think that's what it was, right, Chess? I guess Bunny made it look like it potentially could have been a Hellbat push, but I thought Yona, even against Hellbats, would have been okay there. There's a blind spot in the corner of the main, and this can really hurt. Let's play the guessing game, guys. How many drones? I'm gonna say that Bunny, with this move, gets... it's too late. Too late. Too late for the guessing game. It wasn't fair anymore. Oh, nice micro. Sometimes it looks like the medevac is shooting flames. Only 5 drones going down in the end. I think that's very acceptable. I think we can live with that on the side of Yona. Roddy, did I also play SC? Like a 3-base all in here. He's only on 56 SCVs. He's not building any SCVs. So it's nothing but Marine tank. Couple Hellions can maybe morph into Hellbats, but the armory is not done yet. So no Hellbats, I guess. That's a big Ling counter potentially. Serral's going to go ahead and give up on one base. So a lot of SCVs will fall to all those Lings. And Bunny, it seems that he's going to turn around with almost everything, but he doesn't have enough at first, I think, to hold the line. Those Marines were proper Spartan Marines. With the units retreating from the other side of the map, he's okay. I think this is now the second time that that Serral gives up on that base, and he doesn't need to give up on the base. Who does Trigger play? Trigger, I believe, played yesterday already against Strange. but I do not know the outcome of the series. The Viking gets picked off. So a lot of Lings still running around, guys, trying to pick up the reinforcements. But he does have a scary army, guys. 111 army supply of 1-1 Terran. I believe the armory is done. Are we sure about this, Yona? Are we sure about this? Oh, it's either going to be very beautiful or not all that beautiful. But it looks like when Yona sets up his surround, he knows what he is doing. And he gets on top of every single tank. And that's kind of it, guys. The only real thing that Bunny had going for himself is the fact that he had a lot of tanks. Does get a couple of Veilings there towards the tail end of that fight. But Yona's up 2 bases, 24 drones. I think we have done it. Celebrating too early is always scary, but I think that this one is pretty much in the bag. Basically, Bunny's entire army is stuck right now inside of these medevacs. He's got a crazy amount of medevacs to begin with. Excellent healthcare over here. A medevac for every single marine that's on the battlefield. 10 medevacs for the 14 remaining marines. And that will do it, guys. Basilisk is going to go ahead and take the 3-1 lead, which means that we only need one more win to make it a perfect 18-0. We're not there yet, but it's starting to look good. 3-1 as Yona cleans it up. As I said, game 1, fantastic. Game 2, a little bit of a one-sided affair. That gives me the opportunity to talk about the charity that Basilisk is working together with one more time, guys. Exclamation mark charity in the chat. We'll give you guys a link to a page where you can do nice things for children that are a lot less fortunate than us. Starlight's Children Foundation works together with Basilisk in basically giving consoles, games, etc. to children that are currently stuck in hospitals. On top of that, if you do support the charity, you can win some nice prizes. But as I said before, I think that that should just be a tiny bonus. It's obviously more about doing something nice. It is. The link is in the chat in the little message from the bot. Thank you so much to Basilisk for not just doing great things with charities, but also doing great things for the Roddy stream, guys. 10 more subs. And I actually have something I would love to share, but I just don't know if I can share it yet. So I'm going to go ahead and double check. I know it's a little bit early over on the East Coast, but it's not that early. So maybe I can get lucky over here. You guys want teenage blonde hair pick? Well, I've got a couple that are not that flattering. Okay, actually, no, this one. This one, I think, is actually the best school picture that was ever taken of me. My mom loves it as well, and that means a lot to me. Little Roddy, guys, was a stud. Blonde hair, happy, full of life. Clearly, I did not pick the wrong race yet in StarCraft 2. This is how happy I was before I ended up as a Protoss player, guys. Look at that kid. He didn't know how much heartbreak there would be in the future of him. There's also this. This is my favorite. I call this my best cuckoo impression. 2008. Roddy with the little digital camera. Basically, making the exact same pictures as Cuckoo is currently doing. Alright, we're going to go ahead and hop into that PvP that indeed... Oh, damn it. I need to get a prediction for you guys. The side eye, you know it, guys. You know it. Let me go ahead and give you guys another prediction. Choose outcome. It was a Serral 2-0. That's correct. Only 5 minutes because the game has already started because it's a replay. I don't know the score, obviously. Trigger versus Strange. Best of 2. Trigger 2-0. Strange 2-0. Draw. You guys get 5 minutes only because the game is already live. Map 1. Equilibrium. Couple of eye rings as well. Yeah, I thought it was a good look. Honestly, I didn't hate it. It's just at one point I was a bit tired of the eyebrow piercings. I was like, do I really want to have 2 eyebrow piercings for the rest of my life in every single picture ever? And I was like, no. So after 10 plus years, I took them out. Even though I still kind of liked it, but I just thought it was time for a change. Top left side, guys, of Equilibrium. We are looking at the main base of the Russian Protoss player representing Mystery Gaming. For this match to go to an ace match, it's very simple. Strange needs to 2-0. If he does not 2-0... obviously, we have won and we get the full 3 points. Top right side, the man who will be playing later tonight in what I think is one of the highlights of the entire day of the ESL Masters. Upper bracket semi-final American Regionals. It is Trigger versus Special. I think that's tonight in let's say in 6-7 hours from now. 6 or 7 hours, it will be Trigger versus Special, a best of 5, upper bracket, a semifinals. The holes do kind of fix themselves, but you can see it. Like, I'm not going to crawl to the camera and show you my eyelid. I think that would make a lot of people tune out real quick, but you can still see like a tiny bit of scar tissue, I guess. We have a proxy robo on the side of Strange, so he's gonna go for a 1-base opening. Good news for us guys and Trigger is that Trigger has not expanded yet and at least dropped the Twilight before he expanded. I'm a little bit surprised because Strange is not that big of a 3-gauge robo guy in this matchup, but apparently if we watch PvPs long enough, everyone is a 3-gauge robo guy. So I like this for Trigger, but it's not necessarily a build order win. Because obviously Immortals are always good against Stalkers, even if the Stalkers are on 1 base and if you have Blink. But I would say it's a build order advantage. Because what Trigger has is a lot of potential to A, shut down whatever aggression Strange is thinking of, and B, make some moves with a couple Stalkers on the other side of the map. Surprised he lets that finish up. Gets 2 probes. Maybe, okay, gets the Stalker, so that is pretty big. 2 adapts for 3 probes, I guess it is decent. Tiny bit surprised that he went for it. I'm glad that Trigger has 1 more pylon on the right side. I think that pylon on the left will always fall. There is a chance that one of his gateways is going to go down eventually. But what Trigger can do is obviously get a gateway and a pylon up on the other side of the map. Like that. And then you build 4 Stalkers and you have the 4 Stalker hit squad. And they can one-shot probes. So I see a lot of potential here for our man from Canada. I like where we are going, but it's far from over. Adapts are going to shade into the main base 1 more time. It is interesting to see if this shade is going to finish up or not. I think he will let it finish up because the Stalkers are out of position. And now we obviously need to make sure that the army of Strange does not walk into the main and get on top of the battery. That has not happened. So it's a weird PvP. 5 minutes in, 1 base against 1 base. One guy has 2 Immortals, the other one has Blink. Whoa, is that a good call? I hope it's a good call, but I don't think... Oh my goodness, I don't think it is. Like, sure, you... Oh my god, he has no sentry, by the way. I think Strange should walk in there and kill that battery. I am very surprised that Strange didn't just walk in there and kill the battery. Because then I think he straight up wins the game. I did not like that call by Trigger. I don't think it was needed. He's still trying to get value out of the Stalkers, but... We still have a chance, but that was a minus EV move. And not a little bit. Oh man, now it's triple Immortal on 1 base. The fact that Trigger does not have even 1 sentry, guys, I think is very terrifying. Because Trigger can't really prevent Strange from just running into his base. And if that battery dies, even if you pull all your probes, you can have a very hard time against triple Immortal, War Prism, and a couple Stalkers. Now, Strange cannot necessarily know that a Trigger has no sentry. But he saw it earlier. It's looking pretty bad. It's a shame. I didn't think this had to look bad for us. I think there is a lot of potential with 1 base Twilight against 1 base Proxy Robo. But it's now not looking too hot. Seems that Strange was anticipating a forward Blink there on the side of our man from Canada. That did not happen. I don't like the idea of attacking with 3 Stalkers. If we want to attack, I think we need to attack with 4 Stalkers. A 3 Stalker attack is very awkward. Because then if you fire at a probe, the probe survives with 1 hit remaining. But you obviously don't want your other 3 Stalkers to all shoot at a probe that would fall with only 1 hit. So then you have to split up your target fire, 1 here, 2 there. It's way easier to just go with 4. Yeah, 2 is okay as well. That makes your life easy. 2 or 4 is good. I think that Strange just saw it with something on the minimap. I don't know with what. Honestly, man, this army... Okay, now we get a sentry. I think it's very smart that he finally gets a sentry. 4 Stalkers are going to force the recall. Grabbing 3 workers and obviously going to get out of there. And now we can maybe get on top of that Robo. It's still a game. It's a weird game. Wings of Liberty style. 7 minutes in. 1 base against 1 base. Strange with a much stronger army, but Trigger with the army that has more mobility and micro potential. Whose position do I favor, in case you guys wonder? I do favor Strange's position, because Immortals are just incredibly freaking good. But this is a large map, and there's definitely some cool stuff that we can do with Blink. But I think 4 Immortals is it's too much to ignore and not at least give a little advantage to Strange. He's fighting some good damage here with just 2 Adepts out of that War Prism. It's 5 probes. 5 probes in a 1 base against 1 base scenario is pretty big. I don't know what Trigger is looking for here. I just don't even think you can micro a lot, guys. 4 Immortals will do so much damage that even before you get your first shots off with the Stalkers, you can't do much. And Strange, guys, is the biggest fan out there of resonating glaive Adepts. So there is a good chance that Strange is going to go into Blink first, and even after Blink, he might still get glaives, believe it or not. I know that sounds weird, but he likes it. Oh, this is painful. Proxy Gate got found as well. Another Stalker dies. I actually think Zealot Charge is the wrong decision here. And it makes sense, because normally you think like, oh, Zealots with Charge, it's great against Immortals, right? It's just that Strange is not going to make it very, very hard for Zealots to ever get on top of these Immortals. And on top of that, he loves to get glaives afterwards. And Adepts with glaives, if they're protected by Immortals, so good against Zealots. Your Zealots will do nothing. So maybe the only play for Trigger was to actually build his own Robo, make an Observer, and go into Disruptus. Okay, he is going into Disruptus. Yeah, I think that's the only tiny chance he has. I think going into... You cannot catch up in the Immortal count. I think Archons, you will never get enough of them with the tiny economy that you have. So I think the only play that you have, given this game, given the conditions of this game, is Disruptus. Disruptors are good against Immortals. Immortals are fat, easy to hit. Strange dropping a 3rd Nexus. Honestly, guys, I kind of like that for Trigger. Because the longer this game goes on, I think the less that Immortal advantage is going to matter. And the more likely it is that we can get a Disruptor or 2 out. Yeah, I see potential. Will there be an interview after Roddy? I don't think we're going to do an interview today. Because I don't know if Trigger is here. Because Trigger has played these games earlier. And if you are here, Trigger, please don't type in the chat, because I don't want any spoilers. Reynor played some games earlier the other week, and then he was very happy in the chat. So obviously I knew at that point that he won. I don't want to know the score ever, because I don't do replay casting. I don't want to do fake hype and pretend I don't know what's going to happen. But even if Trigger is here, this is such a big day for the players. Like, Serral has to play against Elaser in the near future. Reynor has to play against his roommate Skillis. So I don't want to disrupt the flow of their preparation for these important games. Interviews matter, but not as much as the playoffs in the ESL Masters. We can always interview the boys on a different day. The WTL, the first 2 were live, and I'm always very clear and transparent about it. The first 2 were obviously 100% live. This game was played yesterday, and the reason for this game being played yesterday, guys, is because Trigger has to play against Special in like 7 or 8 hours. So we didn't want him to wake up at like 8 AM to play a WTL match, and then wait from 8 AM till 7, 8 PM, whatever is like. Well, not that late, but you know. We just didn't want to disrupt his sleep schedule and give him the best possible preparation for Juanito. If this goes to an ace match, can you send out Serral? No, if this goes to an ace match, I think we're sending out Roddy. It's okay. I can take on these nerds. Roddy versus Bonnie, the ultimate showdown. What if Strange protests that? Then we would have just played today. It's that simple. If Strange did not want to... If Strange did not want to play yesterday, that's his right. And then we maybe could have played on a different day. Worst case scenario, we would have just played today. Like, it wasn't the end of the world for Trigger to play today. Like, he was fine. He's probably awake at this point, but you know, every little thing that we can do, even if it's just a 1% boost A 1% increase of the likelihood of trigger beating special. We want to take that 1%. This is a big series. The semifinals, upper bracket. It's a very big best of 5s. Good guy, Strange. It was nice, yes. It was nice of him to agree. We're gonna go for it. It's a ooh, the force fields I like. Can we send a good Nova? One of them has to be good. Good splits on these stalkers, I gotta say. The shield battery overcharge was a little bit late, and the Zealots have really done their thing. It's a shame that not a single one of these Novas was as big as I thought it was going to be. And now I'm afraid that once the Immortals can finally participate in the fight, I don't think that Trigger can hold this. The force fields were good, but the blink across the force fields, I was like, this is either genius or terrible, and it turned out that it was a pretty genius. GG, Strange taking the 1-0 lead. Means that the score is now 3-2, and I really, really, really hope that Trigger won the second game yesterday. Because if not, we have to go to an ace match, and that is not ideal at the moment. I think it would obviously be okay for Reynor to play, and maybe Trigger could play as well. Serral is off limits. Like, Serral cannot play today. That's not really a secret. Unless... Maybe nothing is off limits. Let me take a look at the schedule. Rot who said he picks a Rot who said, guys? Crazy. Well, I mean, that's not totally fair, Crowbar Barney. He did try to use them. I'm sure that Trigger did not expect that crazy blink across the force fields. Because normally if you blink across force fields, you cannot avoid big purification Novas. So if that Nova was timed better, it's a blink across force field, bam! 7 Stalkers die. But Trigger did not anticipate it. Strange immediately targeted down whatever disruptor he could. And then obviously did a really good job in splitting his Stalkers. So I don't think it's fair to criticize Trigger for the disruptors. I think it was a perfect call. It's just that Strange was ahead and he capitalized on his lead. No Masters Winters today? Absolutely there is Masters Winters today. Asia is currently going on. Now I know what you guys were talking about earlier, by the way. Starts in 45 minutes, Europe. I'll be there for it, guys. For all of it. So fingers crossed, to make our life a little bit easier, that Trigger won this game that was played yesterday. If we pick Rat Huset Station, I assume that we have a crazy plan. The first game from Asia is still going on. It's a long series then, no? Between Cyan and Jaishi. Have they been playing for 1 hour and 15 minutes? Are they playing like some ultra late game PvP or what? Cyan 3-2. That is... Is that upper bracket in Asia? Was that upper bracket round 1? So Cyan is now top 3 in the entire region. Well, that's pretty good. It's a good run by him. Firefly against Coffee, that next best of 5, I think is a banger, by the way. Now, I'm not loving Firefly his PvT as much as I like his other matchups. But Firefly Coffee, I think, has a lot of potential. Or is it Firefly Oliveira? Sorry. Firefly Oliveira. But yeah, that's a banger. So, Proxy Stargate on the side of Trigger. As I said, this is a very big map. Now, I kind of, because we were talking about so many other things, did Strange confirm there is no Nexus, guys? Trigger is going Stargate Robo. He's going full Roddy. Did Strange confirm that there is no Nexus? This is a weird game. I kind of like it, Laogan. I like maps that are very different. There is no shield battery yet. There is a chance that Strange is not expecting this build, by the way, of Triggered. What? Why? I saw +1 air weapon, so I was like, what the hell is even that? Okay, now we finally start our Oracle, but that Stargate has been done for a little while. So I don't love the fact that... I guess he wanted a quick robo. Maybe he knows. I don't know. Trigger just had to make a lot of choices here. We've got our first Immortal on the production tab. Strange, as far as I can see, still has no shield battery. No shield battery on the side of Strange. So this first Oracle, baby, oh, it slaps. This bad boy can be the end of so many probes. Bam, slap the roof of that Oracle. Strange is going to try to drop 2 adepts in the main base, but these 2 adepts will not find the same success as that one oracle of a trigger. Go, mate! Go! Go! Please! Come on! Pulsar beam! Any day now! Jeez. Alright. We're going to activate Pulsar beam. And we are going to... No! Maybe, but I think no. Okay, we killed the first stalker. I want to kill some probes, mate. Kill some probes. Killing a stalker is one thing, but... Honestly, guys, I would have preferred to kill 11 workers there. And I think all of you guys would have preferred that too. But it's okay. It's still looking pretty good. Micro, Brent. Micro. The lethal classic. These adepts, though, the defense against the adepts has been excellent. So in Trigger's defense, I think that he has been focusing a lot on his defense, knowing that his offense would always be okay, as long as he doesn't fall apart against the adepts. And we have been forced to pull the probes a couple of times, and we are losing a little bit more right now than I would like to see him lose, but up to this point, I think the defense was very good. Yeah, it's not looking that hard, eh? I don't know do you know the outcome, Reynor? Actually, don't answer that question. I don't want to know. You don't know the outcome? Okay. I believe you. I believe that you're an honest man. Take a look at the Discord real quick, mate. Take a look at Discord real quick. Yeah. That's good. It's good that you don't know. At least Trigger has found the gold, and that makes me very happy. We can still get some value out of this target with the Phoenix. I think the Phoenix is an excellent addition here. Can we take a look at the main base, please? Where is our Immortal? Where is our Immortal? What did I miss? I don't get it. Don't we have an Immortal? They left in the War Prism? Ah, okay. Alright, that's fine. I think it's fine then. Yeah, okay. I missed it, sorry. I had to message Reynor quickly, guys. As I'm not just a caster, obviously. I'm also the manager of Basilisk, so I need to manage some things every now and then. Kill the battery first. I like it. Oh, okay. But that's okay. We can still lose the Prism and battle. We can lose that Prism and battle. And I like this battle. 2 Stalkers, double Immortal. Okay, now it's a bit risky because now the War Prism comes back. Can we recall, please? Is it possible to recall? Okay, now I like it a little bit less. There's a Stasis Scrappy there too. I think the Stalkers of Trigger can maybe kill that one Stalker of Strange. I mean, it's 1 base for Trigger. It's 2 bases for Strange. But obviously this expand is very difficult to defend. I liked it at first. Then I liked it a little bit less. Thank you, Tommy, and here for Roddy. If I was Strange, by the way, I would fully recall to this gold. I would just recall 16 probes. Bam. I liked it at first, but I thought we were going to recall at one point. Why not just kill the rocks? That is a really good question, Connor B4444. That is an excellent question, sir, and I do not have an answer for you. Alright, low HP Oracle flies into the main base one more time. Oh, can we snipe it? How come this is still happening when we have a Phoenix, by the way? It kind of feels that Trigger has completely forgotten about the fact that he wants that he has a Phoenix. Yeah, you don't see the slow zealot. Okay, now we're gonna F2 our Phoenix. It's about time. Let's not lose the Stalker here, please. 7 probes have died to that Oracle, by the way. The WTL observer missed it. I think something died in the center of the map. I have no idea what died. I'm gonna assume it was a hallucination or something. Whatever. What? God, no! Come on, kill it. Ah! Finally. No! He actually kills the gate. Oh no. Trigger, there's debris there. There is debris. We could have just taken out the debris. You know, for a man who picked the Ratu set station, you would think that he knows the map a little bit better. You'd think that he knows the map a little bit better than what he actually does. So we're down 4 workers, but we're up 16 army supply. We are down 4 workers, but we are up 16 army supply. Can we save it then? No! Okay. Saves one of the stalker. That's one stalker for a lot of force fields, and at least our warp prism is still alive. Strange has hallucinated some Archons. Tiny stasis trap in the main is not going to do a whole lot. Amazing that the Oracle's still there. Hey, what about our Phoenix, by the way? Let's bring our Phoenix. The biggest problem I see here, by the way, is that it's so difficult to attack into this many force fields. Maybe we can go into the main. Yeah, let's go into the main. Let's just go ahead into the main, drop a force field on that ramp. Don't attack into the gold with all those sentries there. Okay, then fight. We have to protect our Immortal. Don't lose our Warp Prism, please. Blink is done on the side of Strange, but that's a crazy blink. That is a really crazy blink. Sure, the man has blink and he kills the Warp Prism, which is good. But he also loses a lot of Stalkers. Might still be good enough, though, for Strange. Second Immortal did not really participate in the fight. This isn't looking all that hot. And that's an understatement. It is not looking very hot at all. Oh. It is not looking very hot at all. Can we somehow still make something happen? I'm gonna go ahead and take this fight. Stalker, Sentry, Immortal, Oracle dies, Phoenix dies. There's a lot of dead Stalkers on the side of Strange, but I think with Blink Stalkers 4 days, with reinforcements on his side of the map, Trigger losing the Warp Prism, I think that this is going to be it, guys. Honestly, I think that this is going to be it. We have a Warp Prism. Maybe. The tiniest of tiny chances. 8 Stalkers, a Prism and a Dream. The man does not have Blink though. A lot of the Stalkers are a bit low on HP. We do get not one but both batteries. It's a shame we couldn't kill that one Stalker there, guys. Another forward blink. Strange, honestly, is getting a bit carried away with some of these forward blinks. I feel like this game should be over in favor of Strange, but maybe Trigger can pull off a tiny minor miracle over here, as we have a bit of Warp Prism potential here. That's a nice micro with that Warp Prism hopping in the low HP Stalkerinos. Is there a universe where we can out-micro Blink Stalkers while not having Blink ourselves? If there is a universe, this is that universe, but I'm afraid it is just not a fair fight. Strange has reinforcements, 4 days. That is going to do it. 2-0. GG gets called. And that means that we have an ace match. Yeah. Mystery Gaming. They are 1-6 in the regular season. Basilisk, we are 6-0. But we are heading into an ace match. I will discuss very quickly with the boys. But I have already decided what I want to do. I'm gonna go ahead and take a very tiny break, and after that I'll be back. Ace match, Mystery Gaming versus Basilisk coming up. It could be Roddy, guys. It could be that it's time for the captain to step up. I'll be right back. I'm back, but I forgot to grab myself a drink, so I still want to do that. But I just want to give you guys the scene. I don't know who they are sending out yet. Actually, maybe I can take a look on my phone, and then I can make the announcement before it is displayed. Yes, we have our announcement. Kenny Tenson is correct. The ace match of today is a Reynor versus SHIN, aka Ragnarok. So it is a best of 2 that now became a best of 3. I'm going to choose the outcome. 8% of the people believed in a 2-0 for Strange. Our ace match today is Reynor versus SHIN. Best of 1. Reynor, SHIN. You guys have only 5 minutes because I believe it's going to start real soon. So 5 minutes, best of 1. Who is winning the ace match? It's an important match for us, guys. We have never ever lost in the regular season of WTL Code S. Last season we went 11-0. This season we are 6-0. So 17 clan wars in a row. We have gone undefeated in the regular season. And obviously I would love to make it 18. I said it in the beginning of the day, and I think it really just shows once more that there are no easy matches. I think, actually that's not true. I think there is one easy match in WTL Code S. And I think you guys know what I mean. with that. But other than that, even a team like Mystery Gaming, I don't know how these guys are 1-6. They have a really good roster. They have Bunny, they have Ragnarok, they have Strange. Such a good team. Like, I don't know how these guys are 1-6. But that just goes to show that this is a very competitive series. Oh, baby, we've changed. We have changed. Reynor is looking to the left. I think that's Nikita in the kitchen. Hopefully not distracting him. Very fun matchup later today, guys, in the ESL Masters quarterfinals, Europe Regionals, upper bracket. Reynor versus Skillis, and they live in the same apartment. It is an offline quarterfinals. Punches will be thrown. Reynor said that he has been gaslighting Skillis over the last 24 hours. He said it's very easy to gaslight your opponent when you live in the same place. Reynor's Twitter. I did not see Reynor tweet anything. Let me take a look. Yeah, that is funny. I'll show that quickly. That is that is actually a funny tweet. Let me go ahead and show it to you guys quickly. Reynor's Twitter, guys. Playing versus my roommate today. If he wins, I'm kicking him out. The apartment is under Reynor's name. That's pretty funny. Let me grab myself a drink, guys, for the ace match. Ragnarok has been Shin now for at least a couple months. I wouldn't say it's been forever, but it's not an overnight thing. It's been a solid couple months. Here we go. Ace match, baby, on announcncement.
Final round. Fight!
Earlier, these two already played against each other in the best of two, and it went a 1-1. Reynor had an impressive game 1. Unfortunately, got all in game 2. Big match for us. Is today our first ever loss in the regular season, or will we go 18-0? Let's see. I'm a little nervous, I'm not gonna lie. But I also believe. I'm nervous, but I believe. Bottom left side of announcncement, we are looking at the main base of Mystery Gaming's Ragnarok. Top right side, the Italian Stallion, your home story cup and Gamers A champion, BASILISK Reynor. Serral definitely should have had time to play in the ace. It's not about whether or not he has enough time. Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. I just don't think it's right for me as team captain to now tell Serral to play when he has such a big best of 5 real soon. There is a chance that is ZVZ as well, and that could mess with his head a little bit, right? Does he want to play does he want to show something in ZVZ when he has to play Laser? And I know a lot of you guys will think like, oh, Ronnie, that's not a big deal. He's going to beat Laser anyway, but you cannot look at tournaments like this, and I can guarantee you that Serral does not look at tournaments like this, and that's why he's as successful and as accomplished as he is. So it really makes sense to send out Reynor here. And let's not pretend that sending out Reynor is a whole lot worse than sending out Serral, but we respect Serral, his 1v1 tournament, as much as we appreciate his efforts in the team league. And for me, it was a no-brainer. We're sending out Reynor here. Tuesday, it will be BASILISK versus Onsite. A rematch of the grand finals of last season where they got the best of us. We are playing on Tuesday. So not a Friday, not a Saturday, not a Sunday. We are playing on Tuesday. And it's very important for us to obviously win that if we want to at least stay close to first or stay first, period. Identical opening so far. Ragnarok, his third base was a little bit quicker than the one of Reynor, but I wouldn't say it's not a very big deal. Yeah, we've had a decent amount of ace matches. I'm believing, VD. I believe. Roddy's ace match was my favorite game this year. I'm glad you liked it. You know what's funny is that I don't think I'm great, But for instance, if you guys saw my ladder games this morning, I played pretty good, right? Against some 5-7k guys. And I think the MMR of Crank would not be 5.7k at the moment. I think I played really shaky in that game. Even though I'm old and it wasn't that important, and I've done this so many times, I get really nervous in those scenarios. And I feel like I play 500 MMR worse than what I actually am. Lings and Banes on both sides so far. Reynor dropping the Roachborn. Shin, I think, already has it. No, maybe doesn't have it yet. Oh, never mind. The production thing is flipped. Wait, what? Okay, so Shin is in the bottom left side. He's going to drop his own Roachborn. That's a decent amount of links going down against the first Bane. I am not loving that for Reynor, but it's okay. Well, I want to say it's okay. It's not totally okay, but we can live with it. It's a couple of links. I think maybe we can get a 2 for 4 trade here. Okay, WTL Observer is looking away. Not the hottest start, but I want to say it's alright. We need Overlords, Reynor. Okay, we had an Overlord popping. I'm very happy about that. I'm super confused about Reynor being the red Zerg in the top side of the map and Shin being the blue Zerg in the bottom side of the map. Looking at the production tab, but Reynor is the first one to make a lot of roaches, but Ragnarok is doing the same thing. As long as we are doing identical things, I'm pretty confident. I think it's pretty low, Kautschuk. I don't know what a Crank's MMR would be, but I'd say 5k, 5-1, maybe 5-2, but not higher than that. Even players that were pros in the past, Reynor loses a lot more links to a Banelings. If you don't actively play, StarCraft 2 is really hard. And the overall level, it keeps on going up. If I look at some of the guys that are 5.2k on the ladder right now, they play so well. And they are absolutely going to beat previous pros that just don't play very often. Crank is obviously casting a lot, making content, managing things. He is not playing anywhere near as much as even I am, for instance. And obviously we don't play as much as the pros. So yeah, even though Crank was very good once upon a time, had good runs in the MLG events in America, that's a long time ago. And no matter how good you were 8-9 years ago, that doesn't mean a whole lot in 2023. There are some exceptions, like I've always been impressed by Naniwa, for instance. Like Naniwa takes the long breaks, comes back, and he's still proper good. But I think what really helps with Naniwa is that when he plays a lot. Like he plays 6 to 8 hours a day, many days in a row, and he never had a period where he didn't play games for years. Like Naniwa kind of plays a lot, goes inactive, plays a lot, goes inactive, and I think that's why he was able to maintain his super high skill level. Reynor dropping a Spire, guys. It is a Reynor who gets the Spire first. We have a 4-worker lead. Army supplies are dead even, so nothing on the production tab or anything on our screen would suggest that this game is not looking good for Reynor at the moment. Spire against Spire, okay. Reynor now has +1 missile attacks on the way. It's indeed a little bit later. If it's Spire against Spire, though, I don't know if we need double Spine, guys. Reynor already has 1 Spine. Now he's getting a 2nd Spine. Don't know if that's really necessary. Shant is telling us that Reynor did take his 6 gases a lot earlier, so it should be really good for Reynor. I'll be honest, mate, I don't totally see that. I understand why you're saying it, but Reynor has been spending that gas, so I don't know if it's really good. I think it's okay. Kinda good, but I don't know if it's really good. I think it's just a game. Sometimes we are just video gaming. Now, Reynor has been making a decent amount of Ravages. I think he was worried about the ground all-in from Ragnarok, since that one is not coming. Like, Ragnarok is actually going to be able to make as many mutas as Reynor has very quick. Ragnarok is a tiny bit worried about how much quicker that Spire, I think, is. Reynor doesn't know yet, right? Reynor does not know yet. That does scare me a little. Because you can obviously take a bad fight. Reynor is on top of the gold base, by the way, so that part is obviously nice. 8 mutas, and Ragnarok actually goes for +1 flyer. I'm surprised by that, because if it's muta against muta, you would normally want to go carapace, but maybe Ragnarok assumes that Reynor will only make a couple of mutas, and so far he is right about that, so then +1 flyer attacks can be very useful. Reynor does not know yet. This is going to be hard, man. I'm a bit nervous. Reynor needs to go back, I think, with the mutas. Reynor does get the cancel or the kill on that hatchery, whatever it is. Ragnarok still hiding the Mutas. And Reynor, I think, still does not know. Reynor has so much money. He's waiting to figure out what he has to build. Reynor, please spend your money, mate. And now he makes 8 more Mutas. But he lost a lot of them there, guys. That is scary. It's so hard to win a Muta against Muta battle if you already bleed out a bunch of Mutas first. I'm a tiny bit concerned, but at least Reynor was sitting on a crazy amount of resources. Has a couple queens in, loses 2 more Mutalisk, and that's really bad if we want to make more Mutas. But we are going to try to make some magic happen with the Roaches and the Ravages. I think this is the closest that we have ever been to being in serious trouble. No Roach speed on the side of Ragnarok yet. And that Spore Crawler, by the way. Ragnarok did not expect the extra Mutas of Reynor. So I think Reynor took out a... Stop chasing, please. Okay. Okay. Wow, 12 more drones, more Mutalisk on the way. Ragnarok is now the one who drops the Hydra then. I'm a tiny bit confused about that, guys. Does he not know that Reynor has gone Mutas again? Because now Reynor is the one who has more Mutas if all 4 of them pop. Why would you want to go a Hydra then this quickly when you could have just taken the lead in Muta against Muta? This Z is all over the shop. Reynor now also gets +1 flyer attacks. And Ragnarok is floating, making Hydras now. Reynor at least has the gold. I like having the gold. I think I like it again, guys. ZVZ is truly a knife fight in the phone booth. That is Piggy's greatest contribution to the scene. Other than watching videos of him sitting in a bathtub. I also really love that part. But yeah, this game is a bit of a mess. But I think it's a good mess. And like, obviously Hydras can be good, but it's hard to always have your Hydras in the right spot for all of them to fight. Reynor is going to see where these Mutas went because he has a bunch of Zerglings here in the bottom right side. I think I kind of like this. Infestors and Hydras at the same time can obviously be problematic. Is there enough Muta here? No, the Spore Crawler's making an impossible fight. Can we just not fight the Mutalisk of Ragnarok? Why don't we just do that? I'm worried, by the way. Infestors will spawn soon. Infestors are spawning soon. Reynor leaves 2 Mutas behind. Go ahead and fight these Mutas, please, Reynor. Obviously, well, nice observing. It's easier said than done. It is, we have to be very, very careful here that we don't get jebaited into a fungo. It is risky. All the Mutas are clumped up. The Infestors are out. I don't know where they are, but keep an eye out for a fungo, guys. A little green projectile could be a nightmare here. Reynor's going to try to fight, and I don't see the Infestors yet. So at least it's a very good start to the fight. The Infestors will show up now, and that's a big fungo. Second fungo is good. Third fungo is pretty good. Reynor not sure if he wants to fight or disengage. Where are the Mutas of Ragnarok at the moment? Okay, I think crisis averted. Honestly, I would say crisis averted. Because if the Mutas of Ragnarok were there as well to help out, as we have one more big fungo. Jeez Louise, how many fungos does this man have? But the Mutas are still not here. Another one! I mean, now please go home with the Mutas. Please go home. There's a Spore Crawler there. He is getting 3 out of 4 Infestors. That's awesome. Maybe we don't have to go home. I was very, very concerned. Perhaps we don't have to go home. Even the 1 HP Mutas is still sniping some Hydras. Reynor is down 10 supply, but I kind of like his momentum. We have the gold. We have that base at 12 o'clock as well. What a game. Whew! This is actually proper edge of your seat stuff. I'm on the edge of my seat. It's a nail biter. Hydra count is pretty high, but we are going to get Baneling speed soon. We've got a nice little link run by into the main base. So let's see how many we can get. Spore Crawler is barreling Mutas of Ragnarok on the top side of the map. Can Reynor finally take out these Mutas of Ragnarok? I think the answer is yes, this should be big. I mean, Reynor killed 9 drones there. Ragnarok only killing 3. And a Spore. I like it, guys. I believe in the Bane. 20 Banelings indeed on the production tab. And I don't think we stop at 20. Knowing Reynor, he will go straight up to 33. He does that for us. He keeps track. We'll start off at 26 first. But the 33 Banelings should be able to crash into the Hydras. Hydras can be very good, obviously, against Mutas. And sometimes even Roaches and Ravages. But a high number of Banelings is often very problematic. Ragnarok officially giving up. The first fungal is not bad. I don't know about this attack, Reynor. That hatchery is almost dead, by the way. Oh man, if the Mutas can just swing around, guys, and get one volley off, Reynor kills that hatchery. Spore Crawler or 2 is not going to be enough against this many Mutas. 6 Infestors are on the battlefield, but I don't really know where they are at. Oh, Banelings into Hydra. No! WTL Observer shows the Banelings. Oh, Reynor not into the roaches, mate. This is going to be hard, guys. Reynor needs to just buy some time. We don't want to have 20 Banes. We want to have 33 Banelings. That's what we want. We're going up to 30. That hatch, by the way, the bottom side of the map is still so low. Reynor down in supply, but I still like this game for him, even though this is not quite the prettiest fight yet. Oh, maybe I like it a little bit less right now. Can the Mutas pick up some reinforcements? It seems like we're going to be forced to give up on our gold. Can Reynor keep the gold base alive? The Mutas are going to come in, but still so many fungus to worry about. We can give up on this base temporarily. It's not the end of the world yet. Ragnarok is up 20 army supply, but it's all over the place. Only Reynor could just take out that hatchery at the bottom side of the map. We have more Banelings there, but it seems like the army of Ragnarok is going to get on top of the morphing Banelings, and that's obviously a little bit problematic. 21 Hydras and 6 Infestors. That is a lot of anti-air. I think Reynor has Banelings coming in from the back right now. This is it, guys. This is it. Will we stay undefeated in the regular season of WTL Code S? I am very tempted to say that the answer is yes. We've got the Shroud upgrade going down, the Strike Spell, but it is not enough. Reynor takes out every single Infestor, every single Hydra, and that means that we can now go ahead and take out these roaches, baby. We are still 22 workers ahead. Reynor is going to lose a couple of drones at that 12 o'clock base, but I think it's okay. At this point, the Mutas will shine brighter than they have ever shined before. And did you guys doubt our Italian stallion? Because I didn't. I knew he had it in the bag all along. We're not totally there yet, but we're pretty much there. Wasn't 100% certain if that fight was going to go as well as it actually did, but now we can finally take out that hatch, by the way, guys, at 6 o'clock. That hatch is 1 Muta volley away from dying. There we go. Go ahead, take it out. No, yes, no, yes. Okay, now we can battle the Hydra still. And I think, guys, that is all C-Road. Yep, Ragnarok knows it as well. He's wiggling in the chair. 6-0 in our second season. The winter season of WTL Code S is going to turn into 7-0. And that means 18-0 in total. Regular season WTL Code S. Honestly, I think that's awesome. And I know that we've got Serral and Reynor and Trigger on our team, but even for such a stacked roster, going 18-0 I think is very impressive. And what a moment of our Italian stallion to step up. We know that he hasn't been playing a crazy amount of StarCraft lately, but he's probably gearing up a little bit for these ESL Masters. The fungals are decent on the Banelings, but it's not going to make a difference, guys. This many Mutalisks, they just simply don't give a damn. GG gets called, and the Italian stallion, yes, flex, pulse, give us all the moves that unfortunately you could not whip out on a Friday night in Amsterdam. That didn't work out. This ace match does work out. Let's go, baby. Let's go. We win. We win. Let's go, mate. GG. Well done. Very proud of you today. Very happy. Very proud. And that will do it, guys, for my coverage of the WTL Code S today. Unfortunately, no interview today with the boys, guys, because we have obviously the ESL Masters coming up. A, I want to watch the games of the playoffs. And B, Serral is about to start his series against Elaser. So I am obviously not going to bother Serral with an interview. Thank you so much to Basilisk for giving us 10 more subbies. I am very happy with that. But before I say that it's officially time for the ESL Masters. I don't know if Serral's already playing. I have 2 more things. One, yes, first, okay, we have actually some time, so I don't need to rush. Now, unfortunately, I cannot. I can maybe do a tiny bit. I will do WTL, guys, until ESL Masters Europe starts. Because the rules are I have to do Europe from the very beginning till the very end. 2 more things. Well, actually, this is 3 more things. Very happy we won. Let's go. Great job, Reynor. That makes me very happy. Second thing is, one more time, Basilisk is teaming up with a charity, the Starlight Children's Foundation. ! Charity in the chat. If you guys have a couple of extra buckies that you want to send to a good cause, you'd make me very happy. Starlight Children's Foundation helps kids in hospitals to still play video games, enjoy themselves a little bit in tough times. It is an awesome foundation. Obviously, Basilisk have done their homework. They think it is a fantastic idea to team up with these guys. So if you have a couple extra dollars you want to send to a good cause, that's awesome. In return, you can win some prizes like hoodies, t-shirts, caps, etc. Like a little bit of everything. But obviously, it's the thought that matters the most, whether you win something or not. And then the last thing, guys, this is a little bit of a personal announcement that I would like to make. And I'm very happy with it. Is that apparently, believe it or not, Basilisk is very happy with me, and they have decided to give me a new contract offer, not just for 1 year, but for 2 more years. So Roddy will be repping Basilisk for at least 2 more years, and hopefully many more years. But they have been 10 out of 10 to me, so I am obviously very happy to be part of this team and project. And it is super awesome to me that they are happy with me as well. And not just 1 year, but 2 more years. And if you guys wonder, but Roddy, what about StarCraft in 2 years? Well, Basilisk loves StarCraft, and Basilisk plans on staying with StarCraft till the very end, if there ever is an end. But even if we are going to play a different RTS, Basilisk wants to be part of that too, and they like having me on the team, and obviously I love being part of them because they've been so good to me. So that's awesome. I don't have a beer, but I would say cheers to that. At least 2 more years of Basilisk Roddy. You know what? I think we should just try to do it until I'm 70 or something, you know, I can retire, but let's go. Makes me very happy, obviously.